Hello and welcome to the Booking Live podcast Digital Live. I'm Sam Johnston, your host, and today we have a fantastic interview with one of our clients who's been with Booking Live now for over 10 years, and they are the Queen Mary Sailing Organisation. They're based out of London. They have a reservoir the size of Heathrow Airport, absolutely massive, and we're going to be talking to them about how their organisation works, the stuff they have upcoming, how COVID has impacted their business, how online booking scheduling automation has solved pains and problems for their business and how you can learn from those, and generally how things are going for the organisation and what they have looking forward to the next year. All right, let's get ready. Let's get into it.
Queen Mary Reservoir is based just below Heathrow. It's a similar size to Heathrow. It's a massive reservoir, about 700 acres between the M25 and the M3, southwest London. But we've been here for 49 years. Our 50th year is next year. And as a training school, that's been going probably for about 25 years. And more so in the last decade, it's become a really big part of the business. It's a place of learning. It's a place for people to just get on the water, windsurfing and sailing. We do a lot of events, we've been part of the community now for, like I say, nearly 50 years.
Are you going to be doing anything special for your 50th year?
Yeah, we've got a strategy meeting on Thursday, but we're looking at like an anniversary weekend, some dinners, some big races, inviting a lot of people back who've been part of the club over the last 50 years and contributed massively to its development. A lot of fun. But it'll be May 2022 is when that clicks around.
Well, I hope you have a really great May.
Yeah.
This summer has been so hit and miss and so unpredictable. So hopefully we have more consistent weather next year. I don't even know what 50 years is. Is that ruby, diamond?
I think it's gold. I think it is. I think 60s, maybe 60s gold. I think it's gold, but we'll have to check that out.
Oh, that's very special. You have to tie something in. Oh, that's amazing. So you're the size of Heathrow, the reservoir.
If you Google map it, I mean, it's maybe a fraction smaller, but if you put 3 golf courses together, that's about visually the size that we have. So
wow.
We can have 3 major events happening on the water at the same time, we're very lucky. It's just us here, so we do a lot of stuff with a big piece of water.
Wow, God, that's incredible. I can't even picture that in my head, something that big.
You're in London and you come up and we've got yachts here and barges doing some dredging, so you could literally be beside the sea. It's that big.
That is insane. I really can't picture that. Yeah, we've got a couple around here. I don't know if you'd know them, but kind of Chew Valley.
Yeah, no, Chew.
Definitely not 700 acres.
It's a big reservoir, actually. It is. It's a big one, but it's not round. Chew Valley. It's.
That might be why. Yeah, because I went to Chew Valley School. So obviously, if you couldn't tell, I'm a Bristol girl myself. But I went to Chew Valley School, so we always did a lot on the reservoir and going around the wildlife and the ponds and sailing clubs with the school and everything as well. But it definitely doesn't feel like it was that big.
Yeah.
Great. So if you could just tell me more about the courses you offer. I know you said sailing, but you do windsurfing as well. Is that for kind of amateur to pro, children's to adults?
Yeah, there's a big delivery. So we're part of the Royal Yachting Association. So we have the full syllabus of courses across adult and junior sailing, windsurfing, power boating. We train people up to be instructors. And we're part of the Adventure Activity License Authority as one of their sites. So we do multi-sports with kayaking and raft building, stand-up paddle boarding, all those kinds of other activities. But we take kids from age 7 all the way through to becoming instructors. And it's a seasonal sport. So through the winter time, it dies down a little bit, and in the summer, we can have 150 kids a day in the club. So it's there's a lot going on, but it fluctuates massively throughout the year.
Yeah, funny enough, that was going to be my next question. Do you kind of close down in the winter, or do you just do different activities, or how do you manage that?
It's just different activities. So we do more events-based activities through the winter time. We actually have an event called the Bloody Mary, which is the largest pursuit race in the country. So in the first weekend of January, we'll have up to 450 sailors here, probably the busiest day of the year, and that's in the depths of winter. It's one of those sort of crazy experience events which people sort of tick off like a sailing bucket list to say that you've done it, but that's how we keep ourselves entertained as we go through the winter time.
Yeah.
And a lot of prep, a lot of prep for the winter to deliver the summer.
Of course.
It's the weekends get busy and the weekdays get quieter, and in the summertime the weekdays are busy and the weekends are a bit quieter. So there's a lot of variation, but we're open all the way throughout the year.
Yeah. Wow. Oh my gosh, that sounds incredible, that event. Although I wouldn't fancy falling in the middle of January.
No.
That sounds great. That sounds like so much fun. So how many instructors do you have kind of at any one time? Are they all employees of yours? Are they freelance? How does that work?
Yeah, so it's a casual workforce. We've got a full-time core team of about 8 or 9 people. That goes up to another 5 seasonal full-time staff throughout the from March through to November. And then we've got 50 to 70 casual instructors on the books. On a given day in the summer, we could have 25 to 30 staff in. And we, in the wintertime when we're delivering safety on the water, because the safety has big ratios, we can have 10 to 12 staff just providing the safety cover for big events. I mean, the Bloody Mary I spoke about would have 19 safety boats, so getting on to 40 staff just providing the safety cover.
Yeah.
But there's also a lot of volunteers. We're lucky as a non-profit, as a sports club.
Yeah.
A lot of people volunteering their time to help with the strategy and to help with the delivery of the activities that we do. So the Bloody Mary will have another 60 to 70 volunteers helping on the shore, helping at the clubhouse, helping in the car park. But then there's different groups. So we have a sailability, getting disabled people on the water with another volunteer group. It just depends on the activities, but there's a big base of people employed or volunteering at the club.
Yeah, I was going to say, it sounds like over the years you've built a massive kind of community in itself.
Yeah, it is, and it's there's different sort of pockets of activity, and there's a lot of different groups working here and enjoying the facilities here. Making it one club is important. So and hopefully that's what we can do next year with the 50th, is to celebrate all of the different activities.
Yeah.
And bring them all together in that celebration.
Yeah. Oh god, that sounds like it'll be such an exciting weekend.
Yeah.
I was actually scoping out your website and I saw a little bit on there about your environmental impact. Can you share anything about that?
Yeah, we're very close to looking at solar. I think largely driven by electric costs and operating costs always going forwards. But in that process a couple of years ago, we looked at how we're using plastic. We looked at how we're using the club. So we've changed all the lights over to LEDs. Funnily enough, one of the things that popped up with our environmental study was having PIR sensors on our extractor fans, and we're currently cleaning the extractor fans. I've just come from downstairs. We're currently cleaning the extractor fans downstairs, which is poignant, because if you've got extractor fans on all day, which we did have, you're just wasting energy because you're sucking hot air out of the business. It's not good. So having them on sensors is the way to do it. And that was one of those small ratings that just put us in sort of the next bracket up. But it is a 50-year-old clubhouse, so it's difficult. It's not a new build, modern technology, which is there. But we also do a lot of work with schools for a project we call Plastic Education, which is an accreditation, bronze, silver, and golds for schools to learn about plastic and that impact on the environment. Because as sailors, we see a lot of plastic in the ocean. We actually see a lot of plastic in the reservoir here, which comes through, which gets pumped in from down the Thames.
Yeah.
So there's a project that we work on to help schools with sort of plastic education as well. I think had over 100 schools take part so far, and always looking for more to get involved.
Oh, amazing. Yeah, that is such important work. I mean, it's so heartbreaking to see all of the plastic pollution and everything that is just, going up and up and up. It seems like a rate of knots. So yeah, that's such important work. That's amazing to learn about. That was all questions that I had on yourself. Is there anything else that you wanted to talk about while we're putting this piece together and sharing it? Are there any other points you wanted to touch on?
No, that's fine. That covers everything that we're doing. It's
good.
That's fine.
Good. Okay, those questions went completely pointless then. Great. So yeah, I just wanted to ask you just two questions about Booking Live. They're both quite generic, so just say as much or as little as you're comfortable with. So how long have you been using us?
Yeah, so we started using Booking Live, I think in 2011, which is 10 years ago. And it was the business recognizing that you had to be on an iPhone, you had to be, we had to be digitally savvy to take the business forward. Everything had been paper-based before then. And with the volume of activity that we were getting, we couldn't manage it without the website, without the booking system. We've been through the version updates, so we were part of the 2018 when the latest version came on, and we got Booking Live to review and redesign our entire website, because in the beginning we had a separate website to the booking system, which was a bit clunky. So what you see now is one system, all by Booking Live. We have content management across the whole website. We can change, update, move things around freely as we need to, and the booking system we really enjoy using. The product today allows us to churn a business twice the size as it was 10 years ago. We're looking after thousands of bookings a year. We have, as I mentioned before, we can have over 100 bookings in a day coming through.
Yeah.
We also use it now for members, so booking boats, for taking part in club racing, for the events that we do. Not just the commercial side, we also use it for the non-commercial side, for getting just booking activities, as well as the products that we sell. So yeah, we're really happy with the system, and I think it's sort of helped us to take the business to a level whereby today, the membership business, the training school business is now bigger than the membership business, and that's something that changed over probably about 5 years ago.
Right.
I think the booking system has obviously helped in that transition, and that's partly to do with the changing trends in participation. There's more people looking for the experience and looking to get on the water, and obviously the website is our face to the world. That's how people know us. It's their first impressions. So that's what I was just about to say. It's your first impression, isn't it? Yeah. So no, we're really happy with the system, and like I say, I think it's helped us to transform where we are today.
Yeah, that's amazing. I mean, I knew you'd been with us for a really long time. I didn't realize it was quite 10 years.
Yeah, it clicks over quickly.
Yeah, absolutely. So you've spoken to numerous different people within the business then over the years, I'm sure, and seen it change. And obviously 10 years ago it was a lot smaller business, and your first conversation was probably with Vinny, right? Yeah, Vinny.
So my the lady that was working before I started, I think, set up the program, so set up the system, but Vinny came over to us in West London back in sort of 2013 2014. So I've met Vinny, and through the years we've dealt with different people. The help desk, I think, is great. There's a guy called Joe who works there. He's exceptionally good. He's very quick to respond, and very calm. That's where we've needed that bit of assistance, or where there's been things that needed a bit of help. The help desk has worked really well. So we're although we are the other end of the country, you guys are in Bristol, we're over in London. That hasn't been any challenge. I think it's I think we're very happy with the service that we've had.
That's so great to hear. Yeah, Joe's pretty great. He knows his stuff.
He does.
I just wanted to ask again, this isn't so much about us anymore, but it's a question that kind of slipped my mind. I guess things massively picked up this year as opposed to the previous years with the pandemic and everything like that. Not to bring up the dreaded P word in every single conversation I have. But yeah, how's this year been differently? I bet people have been itching to get out on the water, seeing as, you know, foreign holidays out of the question and everything like that. You must have had a really busy year.
Yeah, it's been a real challenge, I think, as most businesses have. But as an outdoor activity business, we've seen a huge influx of people wanting to do courses, people wanting to get on the water and just be active outdoors.
Yeah.
And you know, it's been like having 2 years in a year. We had double the number of school groups. So before the summer holidays had started, we'd seen more than 1,000 kids on the water, you know, at the back end of the summer term, and that was largely because the schools couldn't book residential holidays because they didn't have the confidence that they were going to happen.
Right.
So they were looking for enrichment activities for the children, and the obviously being able to come here local in London and do a day, and then have the children going back to school at the end of the day without having to do the residential side. We saw a lot of schools coming in our direction. And I think, you know, we've hopefully made a lot of relationships with a lot of local schools and a lot of new families that will come back for years, you know, in years to come. I think what was interesting, normally the last week of the summer holidays, we're doing the more advanced courses. But we had nearly 40 kids learning to sail on the very last week of the summer holidays, which was unheard of normally. It's normally it normally tapers off. So I think there's actually a lot more people out there that are interested in getting outdoors. On our waiting list, you know, the waiting list, because there's only so much capacity, that we've only got so many boats and so many staff that we can. The 150 is really the maximum as to what we can deliver. And we had a lot of people on waiting lists, which was difficult because we didn't have anybody on waiting lists, but a lot of people on waiting lists to come, which the booking system helped us to manage. So yeah, it's been a very busy year. We're quite enjoying it being September and just having a second to breathe and relax and start thinking about next year.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, that's amazing. Yeah, I'm so glad to hear that as well. You know, it's been hard for so many businesses, and you know, unfortunately, some of them haven't been able to pull it back after the past couple of years. So it's so good to hear, and everything you've got planned for next year sounds so exciting. So, yeah, thank you so much for your time.